Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. I'm Anil and of course this is Kyle, and today we have a very special guest here with us. We have the one and only Amy.
How you mean?
Hey. So out of everyone on the Badderz cast, I have to say, Amy, you've been making the most out of the show.
Yeah, you're definitely giving us something to say. So.
You definitely are bringing. You know what? You're carrying the show on your back. Like what?
Yeah.
Like, what is everyone's storyline without you?
Right.
Literally.
Have one.
Whoa, let's not dive into it too fast. We need to get to know you a little bit. You know, we can't just go straight in there. So like, where are you from? You know.
So I'm from Cambridge. Big up Cambridge.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you are
in
young.
Charge. Yes. I'm a babby.
Yes.
I'm about my bag, and that's pretty much that wrapped up.
I like that.
Short and quick.
Oh my gosh, you're a baby. So we're in our 30s.
Oh wow.
We're 32.
Yeah, we're getting old.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't feel old, so
That's good.
You
Young
know?
at heart.
Trust me, when you get 30, you still feel like you're in your 20s.
Right.
So you know.
I think that's
Mad.
what's even more beautiful then is you made the most of the experience just being young anyways.
Right, yeah.
So it even makes sense why you would go on the show, because when I was watching you on the show, I was like, why would she sign up for this? And why are you staying? You know?
Of course.
So that makes sense.
Was you one of the youngest then, or?
I was the youngest.
Oh, you were the youngest?
Yeah.
What? So
Baby.
you was out here
Yeah. In Croatia.
fighting
Yeah.
all of these,
Yeah.
all again.
Yeah.
So have you ever been to Croatia before?
No.
So what made you want to join the cast?
So I knew that it was going to pop off. I knew it was going to
Okay.
be something that is very highly spoke about, because obviously in America we have baddies,
Baddies, yeah.
and I knew that Lani was going to do her thing with this one
Yeah.
as well. Unfortunately, how it is nowadays, you need followers. Full stop.
Yeah.
As annoying as it is, I wanted to start a brand. I wanted to start businesses. I knew that if I had some engagement and some more followers, it would get me to where I need to be quicker.
Yeah.
So I thought, what better opportunity? I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I was quite naive about the whole thing. I thought, how bad could it really be?
Yeah.
I really did say that. And then I'm thrown into the mix with these animals, and I was just like, this is a lot. You know, this is a lot. And I'm very well-spoken. I'm quite a, humble gal.
Literally.
So to go on there and everyone's kind of fighting for the spot, he's a bad bitch. You know, it was a bit like, whoa.
What's
a lot of
going
the
on
girls
here?
didn't really give, they came here for business.
Yeah,
That's not what it was giving. As you know, I'm about my bag. So I went there for that opportunity.
What flashed in my head was like when you're like, why is Metap here?
Right. Like,
He's not a baddie.
what in the budget? For real.
Yeah, so
Because
like,
who did you cast? Like, seriously.
and when we saw you in the confessional and you were like so prim and proper, I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what is
that's
Amy
me.
doing here?
That's
So,
me.
so you got like businesses, or you got
I
a little
wanted
entrepreneur
to start
thing?
a little few things in the
Okay.
making, but you thought I'd be real, so just wait for when I pop out.
Okay,
Because there's
perfect.
some things in the
Okay,
pipeline
I'm looking out for it.
I would
That
need.
we'll be looking out for it, and I'm definitely glad to hear that you had a motive to being on that show, and
Yeah.
it wasn't just to be seen.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I'm like
it,
Kim
get
K.
the
I had a
bag.
plan,
Good.
and I executed it. You
Yes,
know, we're at that
yes.
process now.
Sorry to cut you.
No, it's okay. So we're at that process now where I want to be on podcasts. This is my second one.
Oh, amazing.
So yeah, we've had a
We're
lot
honoured.
of features. You're very welcome. Had a lot of features so far, so it is only up from here.
Yes,
and I
of
wanted to
course.
prove my point that just because I'm young doesn't really mean shit. You know, I really am who I am. I stayed true to myself. I didn't act any way that was out of character.
Yeah.
So that was just me from start to finish.
Being yourself. So now that you said that you was just there and you weren't out of character, can I just ask, why do you think the women decided that they were going to devour you?
I think that it's an insecurity thing as well.
Yeah.
And already they knew I was the youngest.
Okay.
So that's the easiest thing. Lani
That
even
makes
said in one
sense.
of her confessionals, you can't all pick on Amy.
Yeah.
Because it's true. It was just like the easy cop out. I
Yeah.
thought a lot of it was genuinely selective badness. And we saw that on episode 2, where the girls came for my hygiene.
Yeah.
But why didn't you come for Raindoll and her
true.
hygiene? Why did you not come for the other girls and certain things they were doing?
You know what was so crazy about the hygiene episode? I remember in episode 1, you were sat down trying to give Raindoll
100%.
a pep talk.
100%.
Yeah.
So when we were watching the episode and
Same
then I
day.
saw I told you it was the same day,
Was the
because I
same
was
day?
saying to him that they're showing it in different episodes, but I was saying to Kyle, there's no way this is a different day. They're all in the same clothes. Like the women haven't slept. This is constantly going. And when I saw you sat down talking with Rain Doll, and then to see Rain Doll turn against you and literally want to bandwagon with everyone else, it was so left field for me. Like half of the things we say on the reviews, I have to cut out some stuff because I'll be getting angry. I'll be getting angry because one thing I don't like is the bullying, and it's so obvious that there was so much bullying, and they're trying to justify it. And I'm like to Kyle, this doesn't make sense. Rain Doll out of nowhere is turning on Amy. Amy was literally sat down with her poolside talking, having a little meds.
Yeah, I thought you two were best friends when I saw that.
So
you know,
it was from the airport. Me and Rain Doll kind of formed a bond as such, because it was me and another girl who had a 7-7 tattoo. So yeah, from the jump in the airport, we were all cool. She had her sunglasses on, which makes sense now. But we were cool from the jump, and then
So wait, who had on the sunglasses?
Rain Doll.
Okay.
From the airport to Croatia.
Okay.
The sunglasses were on. And in the airport, I was quite nice to people. I was a bit like, hi, like, you know, I'm da-da-da-da-da. And so then when we got to the house, it was already agreed that me, the other girl, and Rain Doll was sharing a room. That was the room agreement prior
so wait, who's that?
Rain Doll, Grace,
Okay.
and me
Okay.
were sharing a room. But
Okay.
Grace decided to go in a different room.
So
Then
that's so crazy. Sorry to cut you, because it almost seemed like, I don't know if it was just editing making it seem this way. It seemed like you guys would have the opportunity to choose your rooms.
Yeah.
So you would, but
Yeah.
you just agreed that you would be roommates.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we kind of like, Lani said, who do you guys want to share with at the airport? I already said Rain Doll, Grace. Grace did her own thing. I stayed with Rain Doll. That's when Metap and Erica came into our room. They
So
were
wait
never
there.
originally in the
In the room. So it was already you guys' room, and Erica and Metap just barged their way in.
So
Okay.
how did you feel about like sharing a room with girls anyways? Like you don't know
So that
them.
was already a bit like, ugh.
Yeah.
But I
Awkward.
tried to be as nice as possible. You want to use my makeup? You want to use my face care? You want
You
to
were
use
using your makeup?
So all of that. Well, not necessarily like
okay.
foundation and things, but like, you know, in a general
Yeah.
thing, cosmetics, whatever you need, got you, wipes, all of this type of stuff.
They need to bring
'Cause,
that
like,
up.
I'm an overpacker, so I
Okay.
always come with everything you can
Yeah,
possibly imagine.
yeah.
So if the girls needed anything, I was like, look, I'm your girl.
Oh, so you
know?
were basically mother henning.
Yeah, so I was just like, you need anything, I got you. So even the shower
Sharing is caring.
situation, no one stepped in the shower first, apart from me. I was the first person to have a shower. I said, hey, is anyone, you know, does anyone want to use a shower? No, go for
Yeah.
it. I showered.
Yeah, straight. You're not gonna stay there.
Yeah,
with
I'm
us.
not gonna
You're
like.
not gonna be frowsy.
you know
Yeah.
what?
Not gonna lie. I did think like the water on the floor was a bit
So
minor.
petty,
It was a bit
so
minor.
petty.
What else did they come for
They
you
said
about?
that and the earring in the sink.
Oh,
The-
yes,
the-
yes.
ah,
That's
that's
reason
not that
to
deep.
pile on
yeah,
her.
That's
yeah.
not deep.
Like
that,
anyone
yeah.
couldn't forget their earring.
And as soon
Yeah.
as I clocked, I was like, oh my God, my earring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I
it
mean,
wasn't
who would
even-
just leave their earring in a sink?
Right. And like the messy situation, my stuff was on this side, like everything was kind of to that way, but there were sandwiches and I don't eat sandwiches, I'm not cheap, so
Yeah.
I knew that was not me from the start. So when they wanted to say, oh, leaving, no, that was not me. That was
So you feel like they were just looking for an excuse?
anything to nitpick, especially when the cameras start turning on.
Oh, they
everyone's like
activated.
different person. I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa, none of you said you had any issues with me prior. Now the
Yeah.
whole room situation, oh, you got pressured out your room. As soon as I woke up, the second I woke up, I ran downstairs and I said,
Yeah.
Lani, I need to move rooms. I'm not
Oh.
staying with these girls.
That was
Full
before
stop.
the
That
weakest
was
link.
before the weakest link
Okay.
game.
Okay, that
That's
makes
Also,
all of-
sense.
you
yeah.
already spoke to Lani.
That makes
So
sense.
then when
Wait,
Erica,
sorry. Did they already know about that speak or?
they didn't know about that
didn't know.
speech.
So that was
Okay.
just a private
That was
off-camera
already-
conversation.
that was like a conversation. I was like, Lani, I'm not. There was 4 people in a bed,
Oh.
and they
I
would.
I saw
yes.
that you and Erica
Yeah.
were sleeping next to each other, and she was filming you.
4
while you
people in the
slept.
bed.
Which is also premeditated as well.
Yeah.
So that shows the intention from the jump. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, why would you film that? And bear in mind that same day, I had no sleep. I had an eyelash appointment that ended at 4 a.m. and then from then I had to go back to mine, get ready and
Yeah.
make route to the airport. I
Yeah.
did a complete all-nighter. So as soon as I hit that bed, I'm
You
out
were
like
gone.
a light,
Gone.
you know?
Yeah.
So that was
And
a
they
bit
tried
like...
to make a big issue
make
out
a
of
big
you
thing out of it.
snoring. Like,
But it was okay for them to wake me up for weed Rizzler. So it's okay for them to do that. That's absolutely fine. But when I snore and you've been up and you're screaming and you're all loud and drunk or whatever, met up included, and you're all like, you know, all loud, that's fine. When someone walks into the room, say, can you guys keep the noise down? That's fine. But when I snore, it's an issue.
A natural bodily thing to do, especially if you went the whole night before without sleeping, 100%. Your body's exhausted. More than likely, you're just completely relaxed and you're
tired.
Yeah, I was tired. I was like, you know, so I was just like, you're making a big deal out of nothing.
Yeah.
And as soon as I woke up, she was like, I'm not going to lie, you're snoring so loud, I couldn't sleep properly.
You weren't even meant to be in the room, darling.
That's my point. And then as soon as that comment was made, I was like, I say no more. Went straight downstairs, went to speak to Lani. I was like, I gotta move rooms. I'm not staying.
So how long after you spoke to Lani did you guys go into filming Weakest Link?
Probably like within a couple hours because Lani overslept. So everyone was up, ready, makeup done for this video, Weakest Link. And she overslept, so that kind of fucked up the schedule a bit.
The producer overslept.
Yeah, so that kind of messed up the schedule.
Okay.
So it was kind of dragged a bit to later on. And then that's when we had the game, and then that's when everyone basically turned against me.
Oh. Yeah. Can I just ask before we even get into
There's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. So before we even get into talking about Weakest Link, right? When you guys saw that Lani had overslept, would it be, you know, okay to assume that you guys were starting to get agitated?
Yeah, we were getting a little bit aggy, but some girls were kind of like meh. And as well, Lani had our phones.
Yeah.
That's why everyone was really pissed
They were bored.
Yeah, everyone wanted their phones. They pressured Lani into giving her phones back.
Yeah.
Because from the jump, there was meant to be no phones. That was the actual agreement, but the girls were just able to pressure Lani into getting their phones back. The reason I had that pep talk with Rain Doll was because she was bugging out over not having her phone. She's like, I'm an influencer.
And
do you
her
know
friends
who I
are
am?
gonna think she's fake.
Right. For not replying, etc. So even that little talk that we had went on for quite a while.
Oh,
was she drunk in that moment there, or?
Well, the assumption was that she's on substances. Yeah. Remember, pills and potions.
Yeah.
So
and potions as well.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I thought you was being like a proper supportive friend. You know what I mean? I was just like, yeah, man, you're doing your thing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I couldn't understand her reaction. So when you were talking to her, you seemed, you know, lucid.
Yeah.
You seem like you were in the right state of mind, but she seemed
dying.
buggy.
Yeah.
Because I was saying to Kyle, I was like, why is she talking about her friends thinking she's going to be fake? Like, that's not
that
a
didn't
normal,
make sense to me.
a normal reaction.
Sense.
Just because you don't message back someone. Like, me personally, I'm terrible at messaging. Like, my friends will know, like, expect a message back in a couple days.
Yeah, they know,
you know?
what's up.
But no one's going to think, oh, we're not friends anymore.
Agreed.
Like, you keep it stepping. So I was so confused. But then if you lead off from that and then you go into being agitated from Lani waking up late and then not having your phones and then I'm assuming the women stayed up drinking, it kind of makes sense now why it was like the perfect mix of chaos that went into Weakest Link. So everyone was either drunk, tired, irritated by Lani oversleeping. Okay, so that kind of makes sense because when you're behind the screen, just watching, we don't know.
You don't see this bit. Yeah, of course.
So it kind of makes sense now. So when Lani eventually comes and you guys start filming Weakest Link, how did it suddenly just seem to just turn against you? It just seemed to come out of nowhere.
Yeah, because that's literally how I felt. I was like, none of these girls have ever raised anything with me. With the situation we met up as well, which I was frustrated about, was we were smoking a zoo a couple hours before, not even a couple hours, like an hour or so before. Me and Metap kind of got on the plane as well, busting jokes, a little bit of banter. I never even had an issue with Metap either. She didn't bring up none of this in the game. So when that happened in the game, I was like, hold on, girl. If you came to me on a private thing, like, I'm not gonna lie, your snoring did affect my sleep, even though you guys are the ones to want to smoke, I would have been like, I would have respected that more. I would have been like, okay, cool, say no more. Because it was a thing where one person said it, everyone said it. I was a bit like,
do you think it was a bandwagon thing then?
Yeah, I think 100%.
But how would they bandwagon you? Because you guys had just met, right?
Yeah, correct.
So where did they get all of this information on you to feel like you were a Weakest Link?
But the thing with the video, it made out like it was a lot worse than it was. Like it was literally just me showing my nails and my cornrows straight up. And then there was people auditioning, punching mannequins and shit.
Oh, wow.
This is what I mean with the, you know, it's very selective. Yeah. Because that audition of you boxing a mannequin but not having any boxing sessions with anyone was a bit like, huh? And a lot of the girls were showing their braids anyway. Like Rain Doll, one of the people, Erica, a lot of the people who were just on social media prior towards the flight.
And that seemed to be the hairstyle of choice. Yeah, everyone had that hairstyle, exactly. Even Lani.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
And
Lani's ready to fight out here.
Yeah, everyone was prepared with their cornrows, and any girls who had nails, they did also have short nails as well, or they had no nails. Yeah. So it was one of them things where it was never a case where I came on the net and I was like, yeah, I'm going on Badderz. Any girl who thinks they're bad, I'm coming for you. Yeah. It was never ever that. It was just literally kind of like a light-hearted video of just me, my short nails, and my cornrows.
It makes sense now.
So they going on Badderz,
they basically kind of took it out of context to make it seem something that it really wasn't. So everyone was doing these kind of banter videos. You just participated, and they used yours to portray you as though you're a liar. But then what I also want to say,
you did mention mental hospitals.
Yeah, that wasn't in the video. That was in the audition.
Oh, was in the audition?
Yeah, that Lani leaked. Yeah. How else was I getting on the show?
Okay, so you did exaggerate.
No, I did.
Oh, wait. Okay, so
yeah.
the mental health thing is actually, it's real life.
It's actual true, yeah.
In 4K, you've been in them. Okay.
Yeah, in
counting. Okay, could we quickly just touch on why you were in them?
So I was there because I was a risk of my own safety. So I used to try and commit a lot. I was just genuinely too at risk to be in the community. I was in care. I had a lot of trauma as like from 13 to 16, I was just in and out.
So you're a cared for child?
I was, yeah.
Okay.
But now I'm independent, mate.
Okay, because you're 19 now. Okay, so what age did you enter care?
I entered care when I was about 14, and then I started going to mental hospitals when I was 13.
Okay, I understand. So, childhood traumas.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing your thing now, so you know, big up you.
Yeah, it must have been very tense for you then to be in that household.
To be in the house, it was a little bit better than my mental hospitals, to be honest with you, because the mental hospitals, there's people with schizophrenia, that everyone wants to off themselves, and it's a constant negative environment to be in. There's alarms going off because everyone's trying to do something or harm themselves. There's loads of different age groups. When I was 13, it was 30, like there was 30, well, I was the only 13-year-old. There was like 18-year-olds. There was like 17-year-olds. So there was like a different age range. But then obviously as soon as you turn 18, you're getting shipped to your next hospital, which is an adult. So I was very lucky that it was all adolescent units. Then being 18 and being with 60-years-olds.
Mixing you with the crazy adults.
You know? So to be fair, like even this situation was better than my mental health situation.
Okay, well, that makes sense why you even stayed, because you've been through worse in your life.
I was like, this little adversity
is probably
did you feel like
water off a duck's back.
You know what the thing was? I was really pissed off because when I got there, my card got blocked.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah, because you're in Croatia and you didn't tell the bank?
No, not even that. My card sometimes, because I have a CFAS, so my bank account sometimes just randomly freezes my account, and then it will unfreeze in like a week or a couple of days or something. So that does sometimes happen, and that happened in Croatia. And if I had my bank unfroze, I would have fucked off 100%. I would have gone jet skiing. I would have done my thing. I would have been flexing on a jet ski like, you bitch mad. You know, I would have done that, but it was only because
the bank drats.
And I had to withdraw crypto money to get my flight home. It was
that makes sense. That makes sense. So just back to the weakest link now. So when the ladies all started piling on you, my understanding now is that they didn't know you like that.
They didn't.
So how did they decide that you are the weakest link? Did you have any interaction with Miss Cookie TV?
No.
So you, before that, you had
none, nilch.
So never. How did she decide that you need to move over next to Lani when she doesn't know you?
Even Kelsey, all of those. Well, I had a few interactions with Kelsey, and they were actually okay. She was talking about her baby daddy drama, you know. So we had like a few little talks here and there. I've had a few chats with the girls. Okay. So it wasn't even a thing where it's like I even really spoke to Cookie. Yeah. You know, it wasn't really a thing like that. And then later on that day, I saw the video of her and Tamira calling me a walrus. I'm like, honey, Yeah, I was like, how can you call me a walrus?
Yeah, that's mad
when you look
stuff.
like one? Like, what?
Yeah,
Like,
no, that it was weird. It was weird. Because
odd.
me and Kyle was watching, and I was like, wait, who are they called? And they were calling you Sui. I wasn't in the first episode. I wasn't clocking who they were talking about, but as the season is going on, I'm realizing that every time they say Sui or walrus, they're talking about you, and it really is crazy because not to weight shame anyone or anything, because I have a few pounds now post baby, but when it comes down to it, a lot of these women are robust. They are bigger ladies.
So that's what also was a cue for me, insecurity. That's why nothing anyone said was getting to me. I kind of just took it like that. Like, half you bitches ain't even bad. Like, you guys ain't even bad, and you think you're beefing with me. Like,
but they should have been like mothering you, if anything, since you're the youngest, not be piling on you.
I didn't know you were so young,
you know.
even
worse.
I didn't know.
That literally makes it even worse. Now I know your age, because I was thinking you were similar age groups, but now knowing you're a teenager,
it sounds justified. Being on that show sounds justified a little bit. You know what I mean?
It's justified for Amy to be on the show because she's a teenager. She's dipping her feet into the world. She's trying different things. But what doesn't make sense is adults, grown women with more life experience piling on a teenager, because that's what it is.
And now everyone sees that, because I didn't know what the narrative was going to be like with the show, because me and Lani are not on best of terms.
I saw
so
that.
I didn't know if the narrative was going to be I'm the villain. So then when I'm watching each episode, I'm like, oh, okay, you guys can see what I've been saying. My story hasn't changed.
The crazy thing is, right, I think that the editing, it's not done to show you in the best light.
Yeah, agreed.
But because we have intellect, we can discern what's going on. You know, like, I can see beyond what is being shown to me and see, like, no, that's not right. You fighting a girl because her earrings in the sink, there's some water on the floor, you know?
And that's how bottom line it was.
Yeah.
Like, there's no behind the scenes on that. That's literally the reasons for doing what you did. Which even a lot of people on my side, like, that's so petty. And even with the game, you can actually go into get into it.
So when you guys were lined up and Cookie was like, Amy, move, and off of camera, me and Kyle was like, nah, she's not gonna move. Like, she can't move, because if you moved, I was saying you're going to be devoured, because they're basically sizing you up, you know? Like, we can see what's happening. We're watching and we're seeing that, okay, if you jump, they're going to keep asking you to jump, because they're seeing that you're afraid of them. So we were saying, no, she can't move. That's why our reaction was so big, because I'm like, no, she moved.
No,
because we knew, like, once you moved, that was it. You needed to stay where you were, or take yourself to the front. But definitely not to the back. So when you moved, I knew that it was going to be a negative situation, and you just took yourself over and moved so innocently. Why didn't you aggress Cookie?
You know what it was? It was kind of a point where I just don't care. Like, I'm one of them people
That's what I said.
that is just so unbothered.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of the clips, I'm there like tired looking, I'm looking fed up as fuck. Like, the majority of the clips, I'm just like straight face. And if it was now, then I would have got to the front of the line. But I didn't really know what was going to happen there and then in that point in time. I'm not trying to take on every single bitch at one point. So I just thought, you know what? You have your opinion. That's absolutely fine. To be honest, I'm kind of tired and over this game anyway. So let's just pick up the pace a little bit. I'll move just to stop all the extra confrontation. And it was kind of a thing where I was like, you know what? You think what the fuck you think. But because I'm so confident in myself, none of you are telling me otherwise, kind of thing. So I was just like, you know, whatever. I'll move to the front.
So what came next then must have been shocking for you.
What, the fight?
The fight.
No, not really.
You saw it coming?
I was kind of like, as soon as she stepped up, I was like, is she going to hit me? And I weren't prepared. I'm not going to lie. I was not
we saw, because you walked over so Cinderella, like, you know, like
Tinkerbell up in the
whimsical. Right. So you really didn't look like you expected a fight. But from you stepped into the middle, I mean, anyone.
I felt like you knew what time it is.
I knew what time it was when she stepped up. Was I prepared in that specific moment? No.
You don't seem like a fighter. Now, seeing your demeanor in front person. You don't give off street vibes.
Listen, I get a whole different vibe from what I assumed I thought you were about.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know?
So I mean, your confessional you is you.
Yeah.
This is what I'm seeing now. Your confessional you is
all
you.
done up. Yeah.
Yes, prim and proper. You there, you're tired, you're exhausted.
Makeup's off.
Yeah.
Bralette snapped.
you just can't be bothered. You can't be bothered at this point. Plus, Lani took her time to come out, so you're just wanting to wrap the day.
Yeah, just wrap it up, kind of thing. And then obviously when that took place, I was like, okay, cool. The thing was that after that happened, I didn't land many punches. I'll be real.
Wait, before we get into the main cusp of everything, right? Did you know that Erica had such a deeply rooted issue with you?
No.
So that was out of left field as well.
Because we were filming that day as well for extra clips. So me and her in the bathroom brushing our teeth.
Oh, we
me
saw
and
that.
her in a different bed.
Okay.
We did like loads of little clips as well.
Oh, they
They
were
worked you,
encouraging
girl.
it, yeah?
Did they pay you for this?
Wow.
No.
So you were doing all of this
For free.
free.
Which is so unlike me, I know, right?
Wow.
I was like, wow. As soon as I landed back home, I was like, I need to recover the peas I've just not made. That's the only thought.
Yeah.
They're thinking about what airport I'm landing in. I'm thinking about, I need to run up this check ASAP. But that's what I was thinking about.
Wow. So you're out here filming extra clips unpaid. And you're having what you think is a okay time with Erica.
Yeah.
Plus you slept in the bed with her. So you're not thinking that there's anything negative between the two of you. But Erica is the one that decides that she wants to fight with you. Because as bad as Cookie is saying you need to go to the back, Cookie wasn't trying to fight you, you know, but Erica put herself out there wanting to fight you.
You know what time it is, kind of thing.
Yeah, literally, she said, you know what time it is. Erica now coming out of left field, fighting you. You're not expecting the fight, really, you know, because you walked over whimsical, not really expecting it. So when the first hits you and you realize you're in a fight now, what's your instinct? Because we know Erica gets scalped.
Yeah.
We know Erica gets scalped.
I know she was vexed about that, innit? She was vexed.
She was pissed.
Yeah, she was.
From the start of when it happened to the end of the night. She was pissed.
I can imagine because
she was
I
a
was
bit
saying
vexed.
like she got scalped like a Native American.
Yeah.
Like
Scalped.
and you were waving the hair around like a whole
Oh,
trophy.
you got a good man. You got a good.
It was mental.
Yeah.
But so before you grabbed her hair, when she's hitting you, like what's your instinct saying to you?
I'm saying that I don't even know. I don't even remember.
Okay,
like
the
I was just
adrenaline.
like, yeah, the adrenaline was a bit mad, and then I felt security run over because they came really quick. I thought I was at least gonna maybe land something before they come, but then we, toppled to the floor, whatever. And at that point, I can't see. Like I don't know why, but I can't see. And I feel, a lot of like I don't know what I felt, but it wasn't punches. There was nothing landing on my face because obviously untouched. You know, there was nothing on the face or anything.
Where's the
bag? I know. Where's the bag?
Where is the bag?
And then in that moment, she's on the floor. I'm trying to kick with my
I
foot.
saw you try and kick her, but
while
the
I'm on
security
floor.
pulled you just as you're trying to kick.
As I'm trying to kick, and it was close to her face as well. So I would have obviously landed that with my feet. And then I was like, you know what, fuck this, the braid's coming off.
Oh.
And why did I pull it? I did think it would be funny. Like,
you thought it would.
I would thought it would be funny.
You weren't really thinking, but you thought
I
that
thought
would
that's
be
gonna
funny.
be a moment. That's gonna be a moment.
Yeah, it was a moment.
Erica wanted her camera time. She's gonna
so
get
I
her
gave you
camera
a
time. Okay.
Yeah, and I was just thinking how pissed she must have been. Like that is.
But
I would've
then
been
you said
pissed.
she was vexed straight till the end of the night, and then we
Yeah.
saw in the last
I don't
episode. I
blame
think
her.
we're up to like episode 5, and we saw on episode 5 when Birdie's hair gets dragged out. Erica seems activated, like she's remembering. Amy pulled my hair too.
Yeah.
So we saw that, but after you're finished with Erica, Erica and you get separated, then enters Metap. And I'm not gonna lie, this one pissed me off because it was so
Unexpected,
out
man.
of left field. It was unexpected.
Agreed.
Like, what's
And
the
on
reason?
top of that, why is Metap getting involved in you and Erica's fight? It
No,
had
you know what I think?
nothing to do with her.
I think it's because she had a thing for Erica.
Oh.
Did you notice anything like that?
Yeah.
Or- She did, yeah?
Yeah, I think there was a time that they had a little
Little-
bit. met up was with everyone.
Oh.
You know, met up was doing a thing with this person, that person, flirting with this person.
So everyone's bisexual in that,
so everyone
in the villa?
Everyone wants a bit of met up, apparently. You know, so that situation alone, even I was like, I was just smoking a zoot with you.
Yeah.
Like, are you being fucking for real right now? That came from literal nowhere. And it was a thing where when she did that, I was just thinking, camera time.
Yeah, okay.
Camera time. Because I noticed that we were generally calm up until that point. Still busting a little joke here and there. Oh, I met up, can I have a cigarette? Like, still that level, you know?
So whenever there's a camera around, the women activate. A different personality comes out. So I guess this is why they say fame is a different kind of drug.
Right.
So after Metap, how do you say her name? After Metap hits you, then we have Tamara enter the chat. And Tamara pipes up and hits Metap on your behalf. How did you feel about that? Because it seemed like you felt like, okay, finally someone's like being my savior. And then Tamara like pushes you off of her.
I was like, I bet.
And it's
like, I was like, that's awkward.
I mean, she's having a little speech, innit? You know,
yeah, I just be like, I don't know. Oh, okay.
I just felt like that was a big diss.
Yeah, I was in the moment. I was just a bit like, you know what, whatever. But like, I didn't even hug her as in like a bestie thing. It was kind of like a, you know, like,
thank you for helping me out.
kind of that type of vibe. And it wasn't even a poor me kind of vibe. It was just like, finally, someone's seeing what I'm seeing. Yeah. Like, I felt like I've got different eyes to everyone else. Like, why is no one seeing what I'm seeing? Some of the girls did back it, but it was about Rain Doll bullying me.
Yeah, because I when I'm watching Rain Doll, even in the confessionals, try and justify what she did, it wasn't making sense. Like, she's trying to be like, oh, well, I just saw her and I just gave her a bang. And it's like, girl, if you were going to say that you were helping Erica out, the time to get involved in a fight is when the fight is happening, not after Amy's dragged away by security. It's the fight is over and now you're attacking Amy and we're meant to watch that as the viewing public and be like, Metap is supporting Erica. It's all good.
Do you think it could be because of this rule where no one gets jumped, or like
there was the only contract that was made, there was a fighting contract.
Okay.
No punching.
What?
Yeah, there was no punching. Which
so
was
what you
one
meant
of
to
the
do? Slap each other?
Yeah, there was that. Like, even when people read the rules, we were all a bit like. So even when I had my fight, I was still following Lani's rules.
Wait, hold on. So this is what I kept saying, because I kept hearing Lani say, "There's rules to this. There's rules," and I'm like, "But we the viewing audience don't know the rules, and we should know the rules, so we know what should and shouldn't be going on here." So let's just talk about the contract a little bit, about the fighting rules, so that we can know what these rules were.
This is new to us.
From what I remembered, because there was like quite a few. It was no jumping.
Quite a few rules.
Yeah, there was no jumping, no punching, no spitting.
Okay.
And then I think something like about objects, something along them lines.
Okay.
So those were like the 4 rules I personally remembered.
So no punching, no spitting, no objects, and what was the other one?
No jumping.
No jumping. Okay, so Metap jumping, you definitely rule breaker. Okay, so I kind of understand.
And we signed that before the game.
You went out. Oh, you signed it just before the game? So no one really had a chance to properly read over the contract?
I mean, it was quite black and white. It's literally lines, signature.
So hang on a second. They gave you the contract just before the game?
Yeah.
Oh, so then they expected you guys to fight?
Yeah. Because Lani even said to me that we've got a game, we're playing a game, like me and Lani kind of vibe. Yeah. Playing a game, this is going to get, messy or whatever. So she already knew what the fuck was going to go on.
What time of day it was. Yeah. Wow. I was saying to Kyle that I know a lot of times.
No, I was just thinking, did not suggest that it could be like that,
Yeah, because we were talking about that, because I've read so much behind the scenes about reality TV, and I know one of their tactics is to keep the contestants sleep deprived, keep them drugged up on alcohol or whatever other substances, and to just create the perfect storm. I think on Love Island, I was reading that the contestants, they literally have bright lights to keep them awake because they don't want them sleeping and all of those kind of stuff. So I was wondering if Lani was doing that to you ladies, because I didn't see water. I didn't see anyone drinking water, but I did see a vodka bottle.
Right, yeah.
I didn't see anyone eating, but I saw a vodka bottle.
So to add to that, a moment that actually almost made me throw up was that I went to the fridge and I want me some water.
Yeah.
And there was like this jug, you know what you put orange juice in?
Yeah,
it was like a glass little jug with like the metal cap on.
Oh, yeah, I know it.
I went to go pour the drink and then goes, that's Ray and Nephew's. I smelt it and I was about to down the water because I thought it was water. And the girl was like, no, that's Ray's. And I smelled it. I was like, yeah. I was like, no way.
Yeah,
wow. So they were literally they were keeping the alcohol flowing. Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of
That's
sense.
dangerous.
I love my Ray nephew.
Yeah, we love Rays. we're Jamaican. So they were definitely creating the perfect atmosphere for what happened. Yeah. So that makes sense. So after the fight and everything happens, right, we see you shouting from downstairs, where's the bag? Where's the bag? And I really wanted to know, why did you feel confident now to start shouting that Erica was up the top? Because all of these things that you're doing, it's like a psychological thing going on here, right? And because you're doing that with Erica so far away, it's almost empowering them to think that you only have strength because she's far away, you know? So you moved, you pulled her hair, and then you're shouting from the bottom. You know, all of these things are playing into them thinking that you're weak.
It was a thing where not long after the fight, we obviously got separated. She went to the balcony or something with security. They just separated us two. So when I'm saying where's the bang was in reaction to her saying I banged you. So yeah, that's why I said where's the bang.
So why didn't they show that bit?
Edited, clipped and cut.
Yeah, because we just see you shouting, where's that bag?
But it wasn't just me saying that.
It was a reaction.
Because they were upstairs. They were still screaming shit. They were still going at it. And I'm just like, guys, like, we're done. Yeah. You know, like, I'm not going to keep going at it. So I just said, like, where's the fucking bang? Because, you know, the way it was perceived was like she did her big one. And, like, if you look at the fight with Shelley and Birdie, I'd expect the hype that you gave for me to look like Shelley. Yeah. You know, I was, you know, so I didn't really like the fact you're like, I did my big one, all in the cameras and stuff. I'm like, my face is literally, that's why I was so frustrated, because I was like, there's not a scratch on my face. There's like, you did have a chance to do one big bang.
You know, because you were close. No, in the beginning? In the beginning?
Who, her?
Yeah. No, she's saying that Erica.
Yeah, just a very little one.
Yeah.
But it wasn't big enough for it to be like such a big thing.
Compared to how Birdie walked away from Shelley's fight, Amy never looked like that, which is 100%
I didn't even lose an eyelash.
So that's the only thing that done was your strap rip.
Yeah.
That was it.
I'm not even gonna lie, I feel like you kind of set a trend with the whole scalping thing.
Yeah, and the glasses.
Oh, yes.
And I feel like they were taking set on you for that, because it's like, you're the first person to do it. So after Birdie,
everybody has become Native American, and everybody's collecting scalp trophies.
I feel like they're ready to come for you after it happened to Birdie, like they were having flashbacks. You know what I mean?
We'll jump into that in a minute. But so after that we move into the family talk. So how far after the fight does the family talk happen? Family talk. You're all sitting at the table.
Are we too
discussing?
No, we're too far. We're too far ahead.
How are we too far?
You got into another fight, didn't you? With
Raindor.
No, before Raindor.
No.
Yeah.
Who?
No, it was she fought Erica.
Yeah.
Then Metap jumped her.
Yeah.
Then the other fight was Raindor, which is what I'm going.
Didn't that other white girl try it with you? I thought someone tried.
Kelsey,
that was after
Kelsey
the
tried
Raindor.
it after the Raindor.
Yeah.
Oh, was it after?
Yeah.
Oh, so
she done her research.
My bad.
I've been watching it with him, but obviously, it's not retaining.
All right.
But yeah, so anyways, after the fight, now you guys move and you're doing sit down at the table family talk, which is mad.
Yeah.
So we go sit down now. How long after the fight is this sit down?
I think maybe an hour or so.
I knew it.
I'm not even gonna lie. You look like you was over it before you even started.
You see the way that Lani has positioned it, it almost seems like another day. But I'm saying to Kyle, no, they're in the same clothes.
My
look
bra
at
strap's still
the
hanging.
sky. Yeah, look at the sky, Kyle. It looks like the sun's just setting.
It was a similar time frame. Yeah, about an hour or so afterwards, we had that sit down.
That's crazy to me now, because how do we go from a fight
The first fight,
the first fight, yes, to a sit down. Let's have reconciliation. Everyone's tempers are still high. Like I saw that this was not gonna go right from the jump, and as predicted, that is exactly what happened.
They only got for that one question.
I'm telling you. So you guys sit down at the table now. You're getting into this family talk, and you drop you drop the bomb that there's blood on the toilet seat.
Yeah,
and dirty panty is on the floor.
Black dirty panties to be precise. You know, I need to chat shit. Thong to be even more precise.
Okay, so you're dropping these gems, and we're paying attention. We notice that women are starting to flee.
Yeah.
Even I was like, why are you guys getting up?
Yeah, I'm thinking, what's this
where
plan?
are you going?
What's happening?
They're starting to leave you and Raindor basically at the table, and Raindor, Kyle's saying like she never noticed.
She didn't know what was going on.
She never noticed what was going on. It's almost like she didn't realize that you were talking about her.
Whoa, was you talking about her?
Yes.
Okay.
But I didn't mention names.
No, but you know,
because in the therapy they're like, well, she's not the only person on her period.
But my mom does always say that when you throw a stone in a pig pen, the one will get licked ball out. And Raindor started squealing.
Yeah.
So as soon as she started squealing, I was like, no, she definitely has been bleeding all over the place. Because me, if it was me, and I know it's not me, the fuck am I here for?
I'm not reacting. I'm
leaving the table too.
A lot of the girls just kind of kept it silent. So it's because she made that reaction, and I didn't even need to say her name, which was the beauty of it.
Right.
I didn't even need to tell
And you were so calmly saying
and there was 3 other girls there. It could have been Meta, could have been Erica, you know, it could have been anyone.
But she knew.
She knew. Which is screams guilty to me. But
and then upon her realizing that you're talking about her, we see her activated. And with the activation, she's wanting to I'm gonna say fake fight you, because that was no real intention to fight. So
agreed.
Square up.
If she wanted to hit you, she would have hit you
or jumped over the table,
or not wait for security to come over and then be doing the most and making the most noise. So why do you think Raindor activated like that? You think it's because she wanted camera time, like you're saying all of these women activate with the cameras? Like
I think it was a mix of she knew going on that show she wanted her viral moment, which is what she got, you know, she got that moment.
Not in a good way,
not in a good way, but she got that viral moment that I've even had personal conversations. That's what she wanted, you know. She had her whole vlog camera as well, so did I, to be fair, but she had her whole vlog camera. She knew what she came to do, kind of thing. And I think when she, you know, when I said that again, she knew it was about her. Yeah. Because it was her. Yeah. So, of course, she's going to get mad and try to defend herself and stuff like that. So then when she's coming for me now, I'm just a bit like,
you literally just put your hand on her and just like, I've had enough. Just go over there. Just go.
Yeah. But at the same time, man, you called it out. So what's she gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do?
No, but Amy wasn't the only one that was calling out. But you called it out on camera, and
which I'm so glad she added that.
Because in the therapy session, that's something that she was leaning on. That you called it out on camera. You know, and that's almost why she went so big, because you're trying to like publicly shame her. But at the same time, like the other women in the confessionals have been slating her. They've been doing worse than talking about little period blood. They're saying that you smuggled drugs,
up your
substances, into Croatia. And not only that she was vomiting in the toilet.
She was vomiting because I was the one helping her. While she was throwing up in the bathroom, me and another girl, it's also like merged together, but me and another girl were actually in the toilets helping her.
That's even worse.
So,
and I'm like lifts on her back and
that's
everything.
even worse. And she's still bandwagoned and done you dirty.
Yeah, because she's like now besties with Erica.
So did you see any like
pills and potions,
like narcotics?
No, I didn't physically see.
Okay.
But there was a few things that made me think. Because I was in the villa and I was defending her. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, so
even when the stuff happened online, I was like, no comment, kind of like not even no comment.
So were you telling the other women that you don't think she's on substances?
I was just saying I just think she's crazy. I genuinely was saying I just think but they're all like, no, like, have you seen her eyes? Like,
the pupils were pupilling.
I was just a bit like, But then I started kind of putting 2 and 2 together. The sunglass situation.
Okay,
and I
the
think
vomiting.
she mentioned something briefly about maybe she was getting high before the flight. potentially something around those lines. So maybe if she didn't smuggle it in, she was high at the airport.
Okay.
That's
but
what
then
I'm thinking.
if she didn't smuggle it in, how is she maintaining the high?
I mean,
because the behavior doesn't slow down.
It's happening like one day, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
well, yes, but then they do sleep eventually because the Shelly stuff is and all of that.
a whole nother different day.
That's different. Yeah, different
I
time.
don't know
but
how
she's
long
still
these
but
things
she
last.
She could have. It's possible. She's saying about the airport situation. How could I? You're naming normal airport security procedures. You take your shoes off, you put them in the tray, you go through the little body scanner, and more time, if you put it up there, I'll be real, it's possible. It is possible.
Ooh.
To be honest with you, it's possible.
Well, Kelsey said that Raindall actually was telling people that she smuggled. So, I mean...
I didn't personally hear that from her.
Yeah.
Maybe because she wasn't... Like, maybe when she was potentially high, she might have said that to whoever and whoever. But obviously, she didn't mention that specifically to me, that she had stuff. But then... she did mention in her confessionals as well that people were asking her for it.
Yeah.
But if people were asking her for it,
there
has to be a reason
that
for them to be asking, aside from they think she's
I did
high,
think they were
know?
just trying
So
to
she's the
catch her
plug.
out though because they suspected her of being
of
on
course,
the
of
substances.
course.
So I thought they were just asking to be like to see if she actually would pony up a pill, you know,
Yeah, of
to
course.
catch her out. And I just thought she was smart. She was smarter than them in that moment to not give them the pill because that would have been a wrap. They would have they would have devoured, eaten, and vomited her out right there because they are
100%.
wasting no time in the
No time.
confessionals
I
to
know.
paint her as Raging Doll.
Yeah, correct. Correct.
So after she activates now when the security comes and she's doing the most, this seems like the fight goes on for a few hours.
Yeah.
Like
It goes on for a while. There's the chair situation. There's a lot of like screaming involved. And it was one of them things where I was looking at Kelsey.
Yeah.
And Kelsey was sat next to Raindall. And I was actually smiling at Kelsey because at this point in time, me and Kelsey don't have an issue. So I was genuinely smiling. And she's like, why are you looking at me? Stop looking at me. Da-da-da-da-da. So then what did I do? I continued to look at her.
Okay.
And I kept looking at her. And she's
Yeah.
like, look away, or something about dog or this or whatever she said. And I just kept looking at her kind of thing. Like, I didn't say nothing.
Yeah,
this was my
yeah.
point. Because I'm more of a psychological person
Yeah,
when it comes to
psychological
warring.
warfare,
Yeah.
yeah.
When it comes to warring, I'm more like, again,
Yeah.
with the braid, you're going to remember that. You know,
Forever.
you're going to remember that. If I did a few bangs or a few punches, meh, but the braid, you're going to remember that.
For
So
life.
with the situation...
She'll be telling the grandkids.
Right, exactly that. So with the situation with Raindall, when I'm looking at her, I don't even need to say anything, and you're getting this high rated and this angry.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I didn't say one word, and then that's when the glass situation happened.
So when you threw the glass, I could understand.
Yeah,
I was saying to Kyle, like, you've had enough.
Yeah.
I was telling
Like,
you.
yeah, well, we were both saying
Yeah, I was telling you like
that
straight.
you've had enough because if it was me, I would have probably been
Anything goes.
Yeah, anything at this
Anything
point.
goes.
Like,
What?
if you think you're gonna like arms house me in this place, all of you against me, okay, I guess somebody's ready to get seriously hurt because at this point I'm thinking you're feeling like it's either you or them.
Yeah.
They're piling on you. You're exhausted. They're grown. You're younger.
I'm over it. I'm sorry.
You're in a foreign country. Like, if they really wanted to, they could have seriously hurt you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
correct.
understand you throwing the glass. What I don't understand is Kelsey's reaction to a glass hitting her hand.
Because so it wasn't just Kelsey.
Okay.
It hit Raindall.
Yeah.
It hit Kelsey.
Yeah.
It hit Marissa No Screen Time.
Okay.
And it also who else did it? I think that's it. Yeah. So it hit them 3 people.
Yeah.
And then obviously Raindall foot situation.
Yeah.
And with the Kelsey thing, I think it just about scraped her hand or something like
Yeah.
that. You were there.
Yeah.
You're stood there. Like,
Right.
what did you expect? You know?
I
Right, move
didn't
out
think
the
that was
way.
anything
Right.
to get upset about.
Right,
Yeah,
because
agreed.
we were saying that if I see a fight erupting,
step aside.
I'm
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah.
Why am I there to go have whatever somebody's throwing to come and hit me? But then Kelsey's saying that she came and hit you up one time.
So the really funny thing about that is that the cameraman or Lani's associates or whatever came to me a lot after. I think it was maybe the next day, and we were laughing in the car about it because they were like, did you not feel Kelsey hit you? I was like, she hit me?
Huh?
When? So I didn't actually even know she hit me until Lani's people told me.
And then she's in the confessional acting like it was a big rumble.
No, it wasn't. Like, it literally, I didn't even feel it. Like, I think like my back was like this. No. Security are here, like completely like this with me.
Wow.
I'm here. And then Kelsey might have come from behind, or maybe, but I didn't even feel it.
These women tell a completely different story.
What was her name that was implying that she couldn't fight?
Grace.
Oh, Grace. Girl, yeah. Oh, she was like...
Yeah.
She's just like, yeah.
Well, I don't even think it lasted that long because I didn't feel it. I didn't see it. I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
So I think it was just like a little quick from behind thing. But I was just like, boring, next, you know?